Continuing in Grease Pencil, I've gone to File, New, and 2D Animation. And what I want to do is bring a reference image into my drawing space so that I can use that as a guide for something I want to paint in Grease Pencil. So in order to do this, I would switch from draw mode to object mode. And then using my keyboard, I'd do Shift A to bring up the add menu. And from here, I would choose image and reference. So that's Shift A, image and reference. Okay, and then I would go and browse for the image that I want. And here's a nice picture of my cat. And I'll choose load reference image. Now, once I've loaded the image, I can use the scale tool if I want to sort of scale that up or down, or use the move tool or rotate tool if I need to adjust that image. All right, so now let's say I want to go ahead and draw on there. I have to deselect the art first. If I try to switch to draw mode, notice it won't draw right now. So I'm going to click on this little arrow tool and just click anywhere in my blank space. And then I'll choose object mode. But notice I still cannot get into the draw mode again, even though I'm into the 2D drawing area. So in order to get back into the draw mode, we need to go to the collection area on the right-hand side and click on stroke. Now we should be able to get into the draw mode, and we could start drawing to be able to create elements of this cat, let's say. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here and pan, and I'm using these tools right over here on the right side of the screen. Basically, to pan, you just click on the hand icon and move around, click on the zoom tool and just drag up and down. It's a very easy way to do that. You can also pinch on your trackpad if you want to be able to go back in and out, and you can if you try to do a two-finger drag, it orbits around, so we don't want to do that. This pan tool is a little bit better for doing that. All right, so there's my cat, and what I want to do is maybe start tracing some of those elements on there. So I could choose, let's say, the F ink pen tool, and let's check and make sure that I'm on the lines layer and I've got the solid stroke material. So now what I could do is start drawing elements of the cat. Okay. Now if my stroke is much too big, I can reduce the radius down here or type the F key and bring the radius down. Okay, and so again I'm going to draw a little stroke for the part of the eye, draw another stroke up here, okay, and I'll do the same thing over here. And I can go about on my drawing and I can draw different elements of the cat by tracing those elements using my drawing tool. Remember, at any point I can go into the sculpt mode and I can adjust those points. Again, with the F tool, using the radius, allow me to grab larger or smaller sections of those lines so I can fine-tune my drawing after the fact. Remember that each stroke that we make is a separate line element that is completely editable. These are vector pieces of art. These are not rasters. These are not pixels. These are drawn with drawing tools like this that are vector based. Okay, so I would basically switch back and forth between sculpt mode and edit mode and object mode to be able to make those changes. So let's go back in. I'm in draw mode. I'm going to bring my radius down. I'll do this up at the menu at the top, and then I'll just do the little slit for the eye there, and I'll slit there for the eye. Okay, and then we can start to see those elements on my cat picture. And if I wanted to, I could hide the empty. That's the cat item there, using the little eyeball control on the right-hand menu, so that I can check my work. There's also the ability on the empty object, if I'm in object mode, I can go in and I can change the opacity of that image if I needed to. I don't remember where to do that, but somewhere in there we can adjust the opacity of that cat picture to be able to get it to be less. Yeah, click on opacity here and we can make it less opaque. So what I did is I opened up the empty till I got to my picture. I went down here to the picture icon, the object data properties, checked opacity, and then I could adjust the opacity here so that I could adjust what I'm actually seeing in the viewport, and that gives me the ability to have a little more control as I'm drawing in draw mode to be able to adjust that. So again, I would go back to my stroke, make sure I'm on my lines layer, go into the draw mode, and then I could use any of the tools that are available to me, pencils, and I could be drawing on the cat picture to be able to draw the elements of the cat. Remember, switching to the sculpt mode gives us the ability to adjust those points after we've drawn them to be able to straighten things out. We even have the ability in edit mode to be able to do some other things. So for instance, we can adjust the radius of a line, we can bend lines, we can shear them, we can do all kinds of things like that. Also, in the draw mode, we have the ability to erase. So when I'm drawing, I could go back in with the erase tool and I could erase pieces of a line by dragging on the line like so. Again, with the radius tool selected, I could pick larger or smaller sections to be able to erase parts of a line. So I can do that right within draw mode and erase elements from within the draw mode. There is a whole paint bucket tool too, so if I have a closed line, I could use the paint bucket tool to paint on, and I can tint the lines if I need to and cut lines, and I can sample colors using the eyedropper tool. So let's say that I went into my fill layer here, and while I'm in the draw mode, I want to change my material to be my fill material. So I'll go down here and I'll choose solid fill. And what I can do is click on that gray color, and instead I could pick like the nose color here, let's say, and then I could draw in the nose shape, and it would try to make a fill based on that nose color. Let's see if I did that right. Nope, I picked the wrong color. I chose the line, the stroke fill, but I'm going to go down here to the fill color, use the eyedropper tool, click on the nose, and then I could again fill with this tool here. There we go, that's better. And now what it's doing is it's filling in that cat nose based on that, based on using the eyedropper tool from the picture. Now that works okay, but it's changed that whole solid fill layer. I would have to do that for every single layer that I wanted to do. The other way would be to just paint using this color, and there's an eyedropper tool here as well, so I could do fill, and then I could do a fill color using my fill line, and I could fill like this little spot right here with the green color, or I could go and try to pick, will it let me pick? It won't let me pick a color from my picture. Nice try. So I'd have to do that within my materials there.